What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of GeekCypha. We are back. I switched it up for the guys. We now have one of those fancy intros that auto plays.
Ooh.
Automatic play intro.
Didn't hear the intro at all.
Oh, you didn't hear the intro at all?
I'm just sitting here like this. I didn't hear.
But you didn't hear it?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, that's weird. It should have. Everything is set. I checked. I like triple checked everything before I started the podcast, so we should be good.
But
audio.
Could be my end.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. I am back. It's been. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I had a really rough couple of a couple weeks. I was explaining to someone recently that I was feeling really sad.
I can imagine.
And I retail therapy led me to a jewelry store to buy this chain. So this is my chain of depression that I wear now. So
oh my gosh!
No, it's a beautiful chain, but understand that it was purchased in a moment of deep sadness.
But are you only gonna wear it if you feel this way?
No, I wear it all the time.
Okay.
I wear this chain all the time.
It's a way to be distracted by the pain.
No. Enjoy the chain. May its shiny beauty help alleviate any of the depression you might feel, like the sun on your face. Let me make it glisten. I was just talking about my chain because I got the chain, and it was a purchase made purely based on sadness. Like I was just at a really sad place, and I was just like, I want a chain, and I went and bought a chain. And this is where we are. That's it.
I didn't want to joke a bit, but I was gonna say like, oh, you should just play Rihanna's "Lift Me Up" and feel sad, and then
you know what?
Whatever memories you have of that person, you know.
I'll tell you what. The song "Happy" by Pharrell does not work when you're sad. I listened to it. It made me more annoyed.
I was going to say that song makes me angry now.
Yeah, it made me want to smack Pharrell. Really? It made me really. And you know what? Speaking of Pharrell, can we talk super quick? I won't make it long, but can we talk about Met Gala for a split second?
Go ahead.
So
sure,
the Met Gala is always the first.
The only thing I know about the Met Gala this year is that there was a JoJo reference. Yay me! Yes. Go on.
Yes. So the Met Gala is always the first Monday in May every year. Now, last year there was a lot of kind of negativity around it because there was like activists outside, and then people are dressed like Hunger Games. So there's a lot of discussion about the excess and the wealth. And then this year, and I almost feel like the Met Gala was just like, what's something we could do that people could not protest? And thus was introduced Black dandyism.
I was gonna say it's because of the board. It was a board full of black men. Yeah. I think for the real reason.
Yeah. I don't think anyone was gonna feel comfortable coming up at the Met and being like, we don't like that because first of all, for those of you who don't know, the Met Gala is an annual event held to raise money, specifically though only for the restoration department of the Met for the costumes, which I didn't know. I thought they raised money for the whole place and not just that department. So that's something that when I learned, it did feel a little crazy to hear. I do think that it would be nice if some of that money went to other things, like maybe some of the fashion. Like I don't know actually though, so maybe I shouldn't comment. But if they're raising a bunch of money, hopefully some of that money is going into like art and fashion design for at-risk people and stuff like that, helping marginalized communities who want to get into fashion and stuff like that. And maybe they are, and that would be wonderful. And fingers crossed that is the world we live in. And if they aren't, well, then we are still in the very sad world where everyone should go get themselves a chain if they can. I do want to say a shout out to Lee J. Lee J has jumped in. And yes, I'm actually going to try and find this picture of Andre 3 Stacks at the Met Gala because our man showed up.
He's promoting a new album, no?
Yes. Okay, so
that's a promotion of a new album. I was on Tidal and I was like, wait, Andre 3000 isn't that the thing that he wore?
That is one of the coolest. I know some people don't love the idea of doing advertising on the red carpet. It's seen as a kind of a faux pas or somewhat gauche. Yeah, gauche, exactly. But I gotta say, sorry,
Only
Janessa?
rich people say gauche.
I said like what Kanye did,
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a 3-pointer right there.
and he wasn't even in.
Kanye is like the epitome of someone who's très gauche, but
Oh, don't get me. I don't want to talk.
yeah,
about
we
that
won't
guy.
even
I
start.
don't want to talk about that.
But
guy and his
let's stick to
appearances.
something wonderful. So I'll add this to the screen. Lee J is right to mention pianos are wearable, and that's because Andre's three stacks wore this, and that feels nuts to me.
I mean, there is a keytar.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I
a
guess
keytar
so.
does exist. I'm just saying a keytar
Sure.
does exist. But this was cool because it's like a little baby grand piano on his
But,
back.
like,
I'm sure it's not full.
that-
I don't think it's fully functional.
It's
That
cool, but
cannot
it's
be
not on
fun.
theme.
How on earth would he be able
Yes.
to walk around with that?
Janessa's right. Not on theme. I agree with that, though.
So it's like it is more of a advertisement.
But
It's
what
for his
are you gonna tell him? What are you gonna tell Andre 3000? What are you gonna tell him? The guy that was always dressing like
No,
it
I
was
mean
Met Gala forever, and now
it's
he's like, you know what?
cool.
Let me tone it down.
it's cool.
Let me
I
do
mean,
what I want to do.
Met Gala is the place to stand out and wear something that's extravagant
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but
Definitely the place. It's just
I'm-
not on theme.
Yeah, but I'm just saying his whole career. I think like me after AT Aliens, after that, he's always been out there with his outfits. Like look at any of the Outcast
for
music
sure.
videos and stuff. He's always been out there. He's always done his own thing and all that. And now he's a little bit older. He's a little more seasoned. He's like, I don't need to prove anything anymore. Hey, check out my album because I know people were thrown off by my flute album.
Yeah, I just shared the cover of the 7 pianos, which is the sketch. From what I
that's
understand,
fine.
this is the sketch that inspired the outfit, and it's also the cover of his new EP/album, which are 7 piano pieces that were done even before he did his flute album.
Oh,
like
wow.
it's from what I understand, it's just him playing around from a while ago. So
Okay, so it's kind of like Q-Tip where he does the Renaissance. And
okay,
then he releases Kamal the Abstract, which was done way before, but he knew people wouldn't feel just straight up jazz from Q-Tip, so he had to kind of bridge that gap, which
you
is
kind of
cool.
have spoonful of sugar style. You got to kind of sneak it in. So yeah, that I mean, Andre 3 Stacks is probably the only person I really wanted to talk about specifically on this show. Is there anyone you guys saw that you wanted to talk about because their outfit was just so good?
Met.
I
one-
loved Ayo.
Ayo?
Yeah. Ayo
Edebiri.
Edebiri. I loved her outfit.
All right,
Obviously Zendaya slayed, but like she was tame this year.
But that's because
Yeah, a lot of
hers was a silent protest or something like that.
It was it though? Like I saw
There's some there. Sorry.
Well, not as much silent protest as it was a nod to something very important that at the time was a protest. Like what's going on is the arts, the painting, I think it was. Marvin Gaye did the song based on that, and then her suit is like completely inspired. And her Law is his name? Is that her stylist?
Yeah.
Yeah, Law's outfit was a match that both of the suits they were wearing matched the painting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So, I mean, that was cool. But yeah, this is Ayo on the screen. If you guys are listening to this, don't forget you can always check us out at FXA Media or check out our website, GeekCypha.com, so you can see our content. But right now on the screen, we have a picture of Ayo's outfit at the Met Gala 2025 from this past week.
The one I would shout out to is Alton Mason. That was the one you sent us, Doc, who dressed up, had the big heart on him.
JoJo.
Yeah, so it was basically I'm trying to pronounce this right because I haven't seen this particular arc. Giorno Giovanna, the Golden Wind arc of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So this character just has like a big heart-shaped.
In the middle.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah, his was really, really cool.
Yeah.
What
I
was the
loved it.
theme?
Black dandyism and tailored. There's like a longer theme, but Black dandyism was
the short version is super fine.
Okay.
And then I saw something online where someone pointed out that like Jidenna wasn't there or they didn't invite him and stuff, because he was like really big on bringing that back and having his soirees and stuff like that, and just not.
I had a coworker mention that to me, and I didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, the theme is super fine, tailoring black style.
Oh, okay. So I guess dandyism was just kind of a side effect of that, because that I know that was a very specific thing that people were excited was going to be a part of the Met Gala, but I guess it wasn't necessarily the focus.
Yeah, I mean, I guess super fine is like, it goes back to like how, I'm assuming, how black people dressed, like
okay,
which is kind of dandy.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing.
I gotta say, I don't usually watch the red carpet, or I guess not the red carpet, but the Met carpet. But I watched quite a bit of it because I really did like. I was inspired. I know that it is a fully unfair thing to judge it and say I wish they would do better, but then also just watch it. I get that it is but I also don't always get to see black excellence displayed at that level in that way in just a continuous 3-hour video of just like awesome black style. So that's why that was a lot of fun for me to watch. And as much as, any institution that is that big and has that much money, I unfortunately will question a little bit where it all goes. Not necessarily that it's a bad thing. They might be going to all the right places. It's just like any institution with a lot of money going to places. I'm always just like, how are y'all spending this? But it was so much fun to watch that and the suits and the outfits and the way people tailored themselves, adjusted. Like there was someone, I can't remember her name, but she had, her outfit was not like the beginning of the night, but like the end of the night, like a white tailored shirt, like tuxedo shirt with a black tie untied, but the tie had like a pin on it or something, and she was wearing that as her outfit. And I thought that was so cool to kind of play on the idea of, sure, everyone's going to be in the suits, everyone's doing the thing. Jenna Ortega shows up in a dress made of rulers. Cool, I get those things. But I'm going to play on the idea of like after the party. And that was nice. I like that after the party energy. So
it's the first time.
Oh, sorry. Go on. No.
I was just gonna say it's the first time that the co-chairs are mostly black.
Yeah.
I think there's only one non-black co-chair this year, but it's the first time that ever happened.
Lewis Hamilton and Coleman Domingo were two of them.
Oh, wow.
Rocky, Lewis Hamilton, Pharrell Williams, and I think LeBron James.
Pharrell Williams, who dressed Doechii, that's another one I probably should bring up. But Doechii,
that was great.
Doechii's look was fantastic. I know some people were, because some people said it was kind of simple, and I was just like,
I loved it.
It was perfectly on theme.
Yeah, I loved it.
That was the best part. Like this to me, this to me screams the theme of style, like stylish, tailored, black excellence. Like, and I was saying to someone at work how, I wonder how she's going to show up, because you know how recently Doechii's been doing fantastic. Her like verse on that Egypt remix with Westside is so good, but she recently was in Europe like within the last couple months, and there's like that picture of her with her hair all like Barbie-esque, and she's all statuesque herself, and I was just like, I wonder if that's the angle she would do with the Met this year. And then someone at work, shout out to Mish, said no, she's probably going to go tomboy because that's been her vibe. And I was like, oh, interesting. And she called in, and this vibe is really like the tailored suit and everything. And again,
where's Tyler the Creator?
Did you notice the little LV?
Yes.
She has her cheek?
She has an LV on the cheek right under her right eye. It's really cool. Anyways, not that I wanted to talk about the Met this long. I was
going to also say Dapper. Shout out to Dapper Dan. Probably feel into that too. Point. And then this feels what Doechii's wearing is very reminiscent of Tyler the Creator, of how he would
yes. And also a big shout out to Andre Leon Talley, who, from what everything I've watched, every single person who is into fashion and loves the industry has said that this man is probably he was once the editor for Vogue. He's probably the main reason that every single one of them is out there dressing to impress. It's all like not all of it, but a huge portion of it.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with the work he did to bring Black designers to the forefront. So that was really cool.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a fun little start. Little get back into the game, talk about some pop culture stuff. All you crazy kids out there, hopefully you loved it. We have two pieces of news. This one I feel is going to upset Dave, or actually maybe Dave will be really happy. Ryan Reynolds in early stages of exploring a Deadpool X-Men team up movie. Yeah, see
Why? Because he did a great Wolverine and Deadpool movie, because it's like you're reading a comic book, because he did great with doing a simple storyline and was able to entertain you for 2 hours, because the whole point is to just go to the movies and enjoy a film. It doesn't have to be an epic saga of tremendous proportions. It could just be a good damn job. Yes, I am quite content about it.
I did say he was going to get excited. Folks, I don't know how I feel about this, because I only say it this way. I don't want him to write it. I want to see him be a part of something that someone else writes, and just him be Deadpool. And don't get me wrong, let him improv on set, let him throw in his character, because he and I'll give you this, he has worked so hard to develop that character for the big screen. He's bled for this character. He's done everything in his power to make sure that Deadpool, Wade Wilson could be on the big screen, and he wants it. And he got it. He got it in 3 movies. And that's fantastic. And if they're going to do a team up, I would like someone else to be able to write the X-Men and have him come in and be, his comedic relief. But I don't want him to lead the way with it. That's the thing. I'm sorry.
If he were to lead, I feel he would lead to hand off, unlike Downey Jr., who leads to just come back.
I would say, I would hope
Downey's going down.
exactly what Doc was saying, what Brian was saying. But the tagline of this news article does say Ryan Reynolds in early stages of exploring. So he had to eat a lot of crap for the Wolverine Origins movie.
Yeah.
Yes, to play that character. I think is it Tim Miller? Is the guy that directed the first movie?
Who directed the first Deadpool?
Deadpool, yeah.
Okay, let me look it up.
So I do know him, and him and the director of the first movie were having a hard time figuring out how to go about the second movie.
Tim Miller, you are correct. Yeah,
and then Tim Miller left the project, and then Ryan kind of.
And it was Sean Levy.
Yeah,
for the second
one. He's in the last 2, no?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it was the last 2, but they didn't see eye to eye on how to move forward with Deadpool 2. So, and Ryan Reynolds has definitely been holding this character super close to the chest. So, and the last 2 movies have done well, and he's been the person kind of helming it and steering it forward, kind of thing. So
but he's a good collaborator, right?
I would hope.
Yeah,
so.
I would say that if you look at the 3 movies or 4 movies they've done, Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds have done Free Guy. They've done The Atom Project. They've done Deadpool 2 and 3 and 3.
All solid.
I would say those are all decent films. Yes.
Solid.
Yeah. So okay. Solid is the word.
No, but decent is like a pass. Solid is like you went above pass.
That's the thing.
It's not right at the line.
I would say all the Deadpool movies and Atom Project and Free Guy are passable films.
Oh,
I wouldn't say they're all great films.
They're entertaining.
Yes, they're entertaining films.
But that's all. That's all you go.
I don't know.
If you're going to Deadpool for like,
on the scale of solid and decent, I can't put Atom Project in solid. No offense to the Atom Project.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Let's kind of go back to the main story.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're getting X-Men again. Yay.
Yeah, but that's it.
Version.
But here's the thing.
Is it going to be blank slate MCU new version of X-Men, or is it, hey, we're bringing back the Fox guys?
He has to bring it in with
Fox guys.
It has to be new.
It has to be MCU. It has to be
we
new.
already just said, tip our hat and, put the cross down for the Fox stuff. You know, you
Yeah.
don't just play "Time of Your Life" by Goodbye Good Riddance by Green
But we
Day,
already-
and then
We
bring
already
them
know
right
they're
back.
coming back in Doomsday. That's the problem. Because I agree with you. We played that song to lay it to rest, and
God
then
Damn
they
it.
did that stupid thing with all the chairs, and a bunch of X-Men are coming back, and they better die the second they get on screen. Because the second.
Look at
Skinny,
this guy.
I want them in the Blackbird, and I want that bird to blow up because just like
We
Jaws
finally
said,
get back old school Nightcrawler because he didn't show up in the third movie. Boom, gone.
just like
Nah, yeah, they could all die.
Yeah.
Or
They're just
Man,
gonna-
and all that paint.
They're
and all
gonna
that
Thanos
face
be
paint,
snapped,
5
and when
hours
they
for all
come
that.
back, they're different.
think
Ooh.
about it. But
Alright, that'd be funny.
what version of them are we getting? Yes, we're getting them, but as what versions?
I don't know, but here's the thing, though.
So there you go. They
Uh,
can play with that. They could just
when
be
it comes,
yeah.
but when it comes to the rumor that Ryan Reynolds is going to write this, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not
think-
really a rumor. He's literally Ryan Reynolds in early stages of exploring a Deadpool X-Men team-up movie.
Yeah.
That's
That's very. Things can easily change, and he can be easily removed if need be. But however,
your mouth to the God's ears.
but
Let's
what,
remove
but what
him.
I'm saying is this: when Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Feige working together, Kevin Feige said he's like, the thing I really liked about Ryan is that he brought dozens of ideas. He's an idea machine. So it
Wonderful.
could also be the concept of like, Ryan, we really need to figure this out.
Can I-
give us ideas, and then maybe he'll ultimately give them the idea. And because like,
You know who else has a lot of ideas? Someone with ChatGPT. Just saying.
ah, Jesus.
Fam.
You don't need Ryan Reynolds.
Relax.
I thought you were gonna say
Relax.
Sean.
Now you're just being rude. You're being ignorant.
Ignorant. You can't use ignorant.
That's how
I was gonna
bad
say
you are
Marlon.
right now.
Marlon Wayans has a lot of
This
ideas.
motherfucker ignorant.
You can't. I did, and you
Right,
can't
he
say
used
that
it
word,
correct.
sir.
He used it correctly.
I know he did correctly. That's why I'm mad. Who taught him how to use it properly? Y'all need to stop teaching him this shit. Come into here and sound correct.
I thought you were gonna say Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans was the guy
Wayans.
that had all the ideas. So like whenever they
he
were writing scary movie or any movies and it got stuck, Marlon would just be like, "How about this?" And then,
Yeah. Hey man, if Marlon Wayans got thrown in to help do writing and punch ups on comedic elements of anything in the MCU, I'd probably listen. Because
a lot of
Marlon
those jokes
Wayans-
don't talk to me.
say what?
A lot of those jokes don't speak to me. I'm sorry.
Marlon Wayans style?
No, Marlon, not Marlon. I mean, what Ryan's been doing over here.
Yeah.
They're kind of tongue in. They're too 2004 jackass.
That's really
Wow.
I'll give you 2004.
Skinny,
Not
you
the
could
last part.
Skinny, you could have just said white. Like,
No, because white
Worse has been
entails-
took me on the show.
No. Reason why I can't just say white because white is Friends, and like a little bit of the American Office, right?
There's too many different directions.
Do
you
not
can say white.
identify with some of those claims.
Versus like jackass was enough
but
on
those-
the spectrum to.
But
You know?
Skinny, that's more 90s. That like you're going further back.
Yeah.
If you're saying Friends and
That's
Office,
the whitest show that ever whited. One day. Like there is no show that makes me like
The
than
whitest
Friends.
show that
Well,
ever.
yeah,
I'll
I would
walk,
agree with
like-
Skinny because I was going to New York in the 90s and I would be around my family and we're being like, Brooklyn or Flatbush or Queens. And
Yes.
I was like, there's more
100%.
diversity here. Like, and
100%,
how did
yeah.
you find the only white people part of New York? That's
Yeah.
super weird.
Yeah.
That is super weird.
Before gentrification. For real.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, but all this to say, so final thoughts before we move on to the next one.
Just make a good damn movie.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Make a good damn movie, however you have to do it. If Ryan's involved and it comes out to be a good movie, I will eat crow and apologize. But I'm gonna tell you what, high likelihood I won't have to.
This guy just said teaching him things, and you're saying eat crow. What are you?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
yeah. Sorry,
Shush.
block your ears.
No.
I gotta say
No.
earmuffs next time.
Yeah. You're
No
being rude.
fuckery.
What are you doing?
Guys, speaking of fuckery, Jeremy Renner turned down Hawkeye season 2 because they offered this man half his season 1 salary.
Because they want to blame
Did the
someone
right
else other
thing.
than them.
Dude, I lost my back because of you people. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good,
Yeah.
fam.
Real
I'll stay
quick,
home.
Real quick, because I thought about this, and it still sucks to even have to ask it. What is the only circumstance where you think it would have been okay to offer him half the salary?
It isn't. It's their way to get the movie off the ground without saying that it's our fault.
Oh, to kill it, you
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Kill it without
Oh,
it.
yeah. You don't want to come because what happens usually when you come for season 2? You get paid more.
Yeah.
You don't get paid half of what you were doing before for more of the work. That's just stupid.
I was gonna say though, the reason that I'm playing devil's advocate 100%, I don't agree with this. I'm just saying it because I'm trying to understand what what are these people doing at Marvel?
Yeah, they got some real dickheads running that ship over there. What's happening with this? You guys have money, huh? Like,
that's the real insult, though, right?
Like, what are we doing?
But that's the real insult to Reiner, though. If you think about it, Renner. Sorry,
yeah,
that's actually a big insult.
That's an
I'm not
insult
saying
to
it's
No. Is Renner? Oh, I thought you wanted the old guy that directed all those movies. I thought you wanted him.
But that's the real insult to him because he knows. Because part of the reason why you're so stinking rich is off his back.
Yeah,
like he's very aware because he knows his movies and his collaborations alone have made you billions of dollars.
Yeah,
and you're offering me half.
Okay, so
that's the second time we're hearing about this, right?
Yeah, ScarJo
wasn't there another woman that was supposed to come back and she was like, "No, that's not I'm good."
And because
but real
he's
quick,
a man, he doesn't get to complain about it and get paid.
Real quick.
Named after his character.
Okay, speaking of that though, my thought was they were going to use season 2 as a launch pad for Haley Steinfeld's Hawkeye because they're going to move to young Avengers type stuff. And if they're going to do that, and Haley's stock is through the roof right now, so financially they can't afford to put the same back the truck up to Renner if they're going to have to back the truck up to Haley Steinfeld.
Why is she so big up now?
Sinners. Sinners.
You heard her mouth in Sinners?
No, I didn't see it yet.
Dave,
Lord Jesus. Did you see
she said things in Sinners that people,
did you see
people are going to therapy over. Like she said some shit that
dude,
I've seen
more
Sinners.
than just her mouth.
Overhyped.
It's more than just there's another scene.
What did you say? Sinners is overhyped?
No, not the movie. Her character.
Her character is overhyped. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's another
the way
scene.
people are like going on, I'm like, guys.
Yeah, she's not the most important. Annie
Annie
all day. Annie and Perline all day. I know, but Ness, she did say you stuck your tongue in my
poos.
Like
dog.
Ness, I'm in the theater.
No. There was that, and I think there's another scene later on.
She said you rob trains and you rob banks, but you can't rob this pussy for one night. Put my drink down again.
Yeah. That's put your drink down type thing.
That's put your drink out. That's like semi drinking
all of it.
Yeah.
All right, settle down.
That's like Brian's like
this is the first time she's felt that she's in a boy's room.
This is all the guys clutching their pearls and going, "Oh my!"
Ness, the thing is, I'm gonna say this in the theater. I didn't find it sexy in the moment as much as like Jaws is saying, "Oh Lord!" Like I was like, I put my drink down. I was like, I don't know how to feel right now. I feel awkward in this moment.
You're weird, but then you think about it for a second.
He's in full right to call him out and everything. Hey, what's he doing? Don't look.
Yeah.
True. Kugler's out here writing this.
The Kugler's wild.
For real.
Kugler's just like stuck your tongue in my Hey, what?
Kugler is wild.
Telling his cousin, don't look.
Yeah.
Did he put the capital F on the
especially after when he told his cousin how to get women?
Yeah.
I just feel like they gave her those lines to prove that like
she's grown up now.
In with the black people. And it was like you didn't have to say that to be like I'm in with the black people.
But Ness, Spike Lee's out here saying one drop rule. She's my sister. It's like it worked. Like everyone is losing their mind over it. It's ridiculous.
This is the paper bag test.
Yeah.
As the paper bag test.
I feel like that line was like it was like the black pass. Like,
like
you got her black card.
Like everyone had to. Like I feel like I feel like everyone on that set had to crowd around her and like help her with that. Like, okay, like if she didn't get it the first time, it's like, oh no, you have
Yeah, I
to
wonder how
come
many
in like
takes.
this.
I
No,
wonder how
no,
many
no.
takes that
No,
took.
she had that in her. I'm sure that was one of them. Like,
She's been out on these.
That was
streets.
that's a one take Dawn right
Well,
there. She
also
just
on,
went down with
on
steak.
her dad's side, I think she-
Janessa's judging on that statement.
and also on her dad's
I
side,
wasn't
like
convinced.
what's crazy
I wasn't
was with
convinced.
that character is that on her actual dad's side
yeah.
is Filipino and black.
Yeah, they were true to her. Like that's the
Oh,
thing that was
yeah?
really cool. About,
Crazy.
yeah, she actually does have 1/8 black, and that was the joke.
Oh,
People were,
right. Yeah.
yeah. But okay, going back to we tangent because of her stock. See, this is how big her stock is right now. That she can cause a 6-minute tangent with 3 lines for a movie. This is what this is what Disney has to deal with. This Disney. How is
funny.
Disney?
Started as like a Disney singer, no?
Yeah.
Now she's
And she's
talking
done a
about
bunch of like.
Yeah, she was in True Grit. She was
Yeah.
the girl in True Grit, the little
Yeah, the
girl in
little
True
kid.
Grit that was like, "Yo, I'm about my money. I paid you for a service. Go do your damn job." She was in Bumblebee,
Yeah.
and she was in Hawkeye, and
Yeah.
she was in. It's like it's.
Bumblebee was a flop, though.
Which one? Bumblebee?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was a big.
I don't think
flop.
it was a flop.
I
Compared
think
to
it
the
was
other
that big of a flop.
Transformers, no.
I'm not a like,
Like,
it wasn't, like, a
Lester,
bad
yeah.
movie. I enjoyed it, but it was a flop compared to
Yeah,
Yeah.
lesser.
Oh,
it was
is
definitely
it?
lesser than the other ones, but
yeah.
I think people.
I mean,
did
that makes
enjoy it.
sense. There's less,
Especially that
like,
intro. The intro, everyone enjoyed the shit out of.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah,
All
that
the
was good.
good Transformer movies never does well. Or
Yeah.
the ones that stick around or have cult classic status, they never do well financially, sadly.
Yeah.
But all this to say, if like I pitched it, if I'm Disney, I have Steinfeld. I'm gonna like up her stock. I don't need Jeremy for the whole season because he's gonna be playing Papa Hawkeye. Like I don't really need him to stick around. Is half still insulting?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
Well,
But
that's wild.
I don't see a scenario unless it did super bad and all the reviews were like the reason why this show sucked is because of specifically Jeremy.
right,
Then that'd be the only time where it'd be like, okay, you got to take a pay cut because everyone held
Right,
the fort. Like
right,
that's
right.
something different. But that was not the case and
No,
wasn't even close to the
Of,
case.
yeah.
I
of
like
all the Marvel series, is Hawkeye good?
I enjoyed it, but it's
Hawkeye's
more.
good.
It's.
Because I'm
You're not
from
going to watch
understanding-
the hell out of it. You know what
No,
I mean? Like,
but they're smart because, and as much as I hate this crap, you guys know where I stand on this. They put so much Christmas in it that people rewatch it at Christmas time.
But that's how you get evergreen. That's how it
Yeah,
becomes
exactly.
evergreen. People are going to come back to it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to rewatch it at Christmas. Maybe a Christmas, but I don't think it'd be in my Rolodex.
Watch
Okay.
it for Die Hard. That's for goddamn sure.
Listen, fuck off, Die Hard's every year.
Not before. I mean, and Home
If you're
Alone.
really hardcore about it, also Die Hard too. But that's I'm even saying that's.
But you know what?
I
I
agree
agree with
Christmas because I got the icicle in the eye.
I agree with Skinny though. I would rather watch Hawkeye over Die Hard, and not because I disagree with the whole Christmas thing. When it comes to just like fun storytelling, 6 episodes of Hawkeye running around, funny stuff, the hearing loss, him adjusting, Haley being silly with her family, the intrigue, all that stuff, Swordmaster scene, all that stuff is more fun to me than watching one movie, one or two
Give me the
Die
blood.
Hard movies.
Give me the blood.
All right.
That's what I was saying.
All right.
I mean, Jeff. What? Are you serious? And they show the montage. So good. That death montage is so good.
You just never were hearing. I mean, you're not thinking about that. You're running around. Maybe it pops
Yeah.
out. They should have done that. Like a little orange thing just pops out of his ear.
Yeah. Yeah. So Young Avengers,
Yeah,
you know, it's a thing we might get. They've been building it. They're probably going to do it up as a TV show. Ironheart has her series coming out June 24th. Shout outs to the people who have been promoting it. None of them at Disney though. Disney has not put a lick of anything behind this, which is really sad to see. I'm not seeing any promo
Nope.
from Disney. They are so hard up on promoting this other movie that we're going to talk about in a second. But I mean, it bothers me a little bit to see them go so hard on one thing and do promo for Fantastic Four, promo for Thunderbolts, but I honestly haven't seen any promo for Ironheart. That comes out in like 6 weeks.
Which will probably be good.
So true.
Maybe they think it's gonna do it by its
Well,
own because of
I-
everything people have seen so far. but
I've
still.
seen a lot of people online saying, "Well, Coogler is a little, he sprinkled a little dust on Ironheart because he brought her in Wakanda Forever.
Mhm.
So, he probably has some input somewhere. And because his stock is so high right now, people are like, if he had anything to do with this, it's going to be a little bit better than regular.
I wouldn't say it's him putting that in there. It's definitely for sure Disney like, hey, you got to fit her in and then we're going to use her later. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could do that.
No. I'm not saying I didn't mean it that way. I just meant that because his stock and his skill is seen so good, like he's seen as being able to do magic right now.
Yeah.
The idea that she was in one of his films and is now going to be coming out, and some people, I don't even think this is true. Yeah, he's very good with IPs, and people are like online.
MCU.
People are online talking about how he's directing episodes. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? I don't think he's directing episodes. You guys need to I know you guys are trying to hype up the show any way you can, but let's not lie to people.
Coogler is the type of creator. Let's put that first, artist creator. It has to speak to him.
Yeah.
It has to speak like Creed 1. That, like he said, that story was about him and his dad dealing with his dad's cancer, and that's why Creed and Rocky deal with that. Obviously, how the second Black Panther was definitely like him. Everybody on cast dealing with someone passing and how to deal with that grief and getting past that and dealing with that. And
I gotta say, as someone who was saying recently, like I said, this is my depression chain. Yeah. The fact that this man wrote a movie while mourning his friend with an entire cast, and it's still such a good movie. I'm like, sir, how are you doing this? Because I didn't even want to leave my house at that. This man wrote a full movie, got it made, gave us gold. All while mourning his friend's death. That's impressive.
And you already had a plan for the movie with the dude,
right?
And he's gone, and you have to pivot and rewrite it. Go back to the drawing board, rewrite everything.
Yeah.
And then Sinners, I think it was him.
Love for Blues,
talking about his uncle. I think his uncle that grew up in that area and his family that grew up there and everything before they moved. Some of them moved to Oakland and all that. So all of his stuff is very personal. So I don't know how he would work that in a show. If he feels like he wants to do that, but it doesn't seem like.
I don't think he's directing.
It seems like his chef, like how Guy Favreau had. Chef. Yeah, it feels like Sinners is his chef, where he's like, this is how I felt dealing with Disney and dealing with all of that, and I got to do my own thing now.
And I get the copyright back in 25 years. Smart man. You know who's not smart?
Ooh.
Kevin Feige.
Oh,
all right, here we go.
Oh my god, he walked out.
Skinny has walked away.
Oh boy,
guys.
I wonder what he's gonna do when I see myself.
I don't know how I feel about Thunderbolts, aka. Can we? Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, put the spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, sorry. I like, as soon as I was about to say it, I remembered last time when Jaws was just like, "Yo, you got to put the spoilers on the screen.
You gotta let people know.
You got to let them know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be spoiling the events of the film Thunderbolts with the asterisks, Thunderbolt, whatever you want to call it.
Hope you watched it.
But we watched it.
I will eventually, but free reign for everybody.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
This is a job. I didn't.
It is a job.
It is a job.
Taking the bullet. Saving lives.
So I will start with this. The movie Thunderbolts with the asterisks. We all said the asterisks probably meant something else. We had a bunch of conversations about it. Skinny
called it straight.
Yeah, Skinny called it. Dave called it. Yeah. So we knew that the asterisks was going to be some fuckery, to use a word we've used already this evening. To bring it back.
I think it's quite clever.
Put a little bit more meat on that time when you said it.
Yeah. I know, Skinny. You know what, Skinny's right. It is fair to say it was a smart way to use it because it had everyone wondering, what are you doing?
I guess.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Now, to end the movie and then to subsequently spoil this for everyone, because within the weekend they started posting.
Yeah.
They were replacing ads.
Ads.
You are legit not spoiling anything unless you've lived under a rock.
So the
No. Similar to what was it called again?
The Tom Cruise movie,
Terminator Genesis.
Genesis.
Remember? You know what I mean? Where they're just like,
Symbiote.
yeah, no one's gonna see this. This is the spoiler. Here we go. Come see it.
So this movie, Thunderbolts, at the end, we are told as they rip away the name that it is the new Avengers.
Well,
It's
the
always
Avengers
Avengers
is a
with
rebrand.
guns. That's all it is.
It's a rebrand.
It's a rebrand.
It's a rebrand. to basically,
pretty.
kind of surge their tickets, and now more people are gonna be like, "New Avengers, say what?" And they're gonna see it more.
Avengers.
So
pretty.
Yeah, that's
Skinny,
probably
you're
true.
hopeful. Your optimism is wonderful. I don't know that most
Worrisome.
people. Oh, you know what? No, you know what? Skinny is right though.
I think he is right. Yeah.
Yeah, he is right. Because I was gonna say, do most people care about the new Avengers? But you're right. The word Avengers is there, and they like the Avengers, and now it just says new Avengers, so they're gonna go new Avengers, and then they're gonna buy a ticket. So Skinny is right. I will give you.
For us again. It's not for us. The comic
Yes,
book heads are just
exactly.
like, "Oh, you sons of bitches," because none of these are actually new
Yes.
Avengers, but then none of them are
Yes.
Thunderbolts really.
Oh, don't
That's
you
a
get me
very
started.
cynical thing.
You know, get me started. I can't.
I mean, some of them are Thunderbolts.
Yes, but at the same time, you really have
Dave is already
but he's losing it.
David's
I'm
twitching.
waiting. I'm waiting.
David's
for you.
twitching
I'm
over
letting him go in
here.
a second. I'm letting him go in a second. But for the others, it's just like, what the fuck were they really gonna do? Rebrand a whole new team, do merchandise for Thunderbolts, all this fuckery to get
That's
kids
fair.
into a Thunderbolts cartoon. Then they got to bring back Baron Zemo. Man, suck my. Listen,
Yeah,
That sounded
if
better.
you just
than what
make
we
Val,
got there.
Norman Osborn, take Dark,
Yes.
put new.
this is Dark Avengers. That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
My thing
Yeah.
as a
There
comic
you
book as a comic book fan, what I watched was essentially Dark Avengers,
Yes.
and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm just because a buddy of mine said it to me the other day, and Skinny just said it again. Nigga, this isn't for you. Like I'm not who they're trying to get in. I'm gonna go see these damn movies no matter what. God damn it, I've seen them all. And every time I see one of them, I say to myself, I actually like this one. And that's a bad thing that I have to say, I actually like this one. I should be saying, wow, these are all amazing. But instead, I go and there's many a time where I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, I spent 2 hours and I guess I didn't hate my life. Like, yeah,
Yes.
Shazam, forever Shazam.
Yeah, you paid
Anyway,
money for that.
I
Yeah,
know.
you did.
You
Still
paid
don't.
money for that.
Nope.
Aquaman 2, you paid money for that.
I didn't pay money for that.
Flash,
Still
Flash,
haven't
you paid
seen
money
that.
for that.
Flash, you paid money for that.
Flash, I did pay money.
And once again, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Hurts
You're
too
like, oh
because
man, they should throw this whole thing in the toilet. And
here's my $13.95. Anyways,
My money.
so, real quick, super quick. I'll do a breakdown for those of you who have seen the movie, haven't seen the movie. Thunderbolts is the heart of the movie. Yelena is, kind of going through her own depression. Once again, depression chains, but gang. She jumps off the second tallest building in the world. She's out here doing the Tom Cruise thing, which is pretty cool. She had to beg Feige to let her do that. So we're going through a bunch of stuff. She's being told she gets sent to Malaysia. We find out that she's, shutting down programs. She's working for Ox. What are they called?
OXE.
OXE?
Yeah. Oxy?
So not Oxcorp. It's just Ox. I know a lot of people misheard that. It's not Oscorp. It's not related to Spider-Man. Just a reminder. Just a reminder. Very important.
Yeah.
So Val. What's Val's full name? Actually, I'm not even gonna say Val's full name.
cares?
De La Fontaine, whatever is the last name. But Val is, Yelena decides she wants to be a little more forward-facing, a public face, and Val promises her that. She sends her on one last mission. She gets to this location. When she gets to the location, bong, it's a setup. Everyone's about to die. Taskmaster, R.I.P. No love for that character at the MCU.
You don't know what they have. They don't know what they have.
Yeah. Fast forward, the team is formed. They are working together. On the other side of things, the government is trying to shut down Val, who is actively trying to get rid of all the evidence of her stuff. And we get to the end where she now has Bob trained and programmed to be Sentry, and our boy goes a little supernova Homelander and decides he ain't playing this game. And then when they pull the kill switch on him, which Homelander needs, by the way. Just a
100%.
big, yeah,
It's
it's
can do that.
like the fact that y'all made this man and didn't have a kill switch. Val watched The Boys and was just like, motherfucker, of course I'm putting a kill switch.
100%. I'm putting 2.
Yo, seriously. But the
What's
kill,
Amanda Waller doing? Oh,
yeah. But the kill switch, that's so funny. The kill
Amanda
switch
Waller.
actually didn't work. Like it killed him, but once again, for all of you who do know who Bob is, Bob Reynolds, fantastic character, it's Sentry, who has his dark side called the Void. And the Void comes out and starts zoom, like
Just shadow banning.
Hiroshima shadowing people is such a
So
dark
crazy.
thing to do. Like, yo, to be the director and to say, you know what, I want to bring back. I want people to get a sense of the deaths at Hiroshima. That's fucked up, dude.
I want you to be
Anyways,
Ash. I want you to be a silhouette Ash in the ground.
yes.
That's
and
what I
he's
want.
to say,
do that.
real quick, I have to say
was
the
pretty cool,
hardest
though.
one. Say what?
It was
Pretty
pretty cool though.
It was pretty cool, but when he did it to the little girl after someone saved the little girl,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no!
You ain't safe. You ain't safe in these streets.
Vanessa,
Oh, you know what that sounds like?
I almost screamed in the theater, like, "My God!" Like,
Oh Jesus!
That director sounds like, he's like, you know what? I like.
Oh man, I
watching
can't
when
wait
I
to
was
see my
younger.
commentary.
Gundam.
Yep.
That director did not care about who was living in a little person.
Pivot
little
too
girl
far. We're
puts
still-
her
we're
head
still-
over. Head off.
Okay, yeah. So we go through all this, and the power of love unites us, and we save the day. Sentry fights his own demons, and not even Sentry, Bob Reynolds. Bob fights his demons and comes out the other side.
No, the
and
Avengers do, Brian.
Well,
'cause
I
they
mean,
do it together.
yeah. And then,
Jump-
with hug.
And they
I can tell how we're all feeling about that ending. And then Val, who has realized she's done for. She doesn't have a chance in hell to survive. Tricks the Avengers, tricks the team into coming onto the public platform at her press conference, where she introduces them as the new Avengers. And our post-credit scenes, even our credits, we get to see a lot of people questioning this new team, the B Avengers and all that stuff, which was really funny. Post-credit scene, we got to see the Avengers 14 months later. They are now in the Avengers Tower, which is now called Watchtower, which is
Another
very
DC reference.
well, no,
Weird.
Watchtower was in the comic, is in Marvel too.
Yeah,
it's where
also-
Sentry. Yeah.
These nuts to
Oh, that's
DC. That's what they're saying.
It's also
Yeah.
Hendrix song, but whatever.
So that's
It's
that's
gonna
the
be-
Stark Tower.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
one where Sentry is, because it like
you get
helps-
Sentry's Watchtower, but then
Yeah.
it's technically Quick question, actually, because I was just thinking of this while on the John today. What the fuck year is it in the MCU right now?
2025, 2026.
Still,
Oh,
Yeah, that area.
wait. So they actually made it so that we caught up to them.
Well, I don't think it was
Yeah.
intentional. I think the pandemic slowed things
Told you
down.
about this 5 years ago.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually did say that. Yeah,
Remember, I was like, "Hey, yo,
we're gonna
wouldn't
catch
it
up.
be fucked up if
Yeah.
they did a whole."
Because it's
Where are we
Marvel.
right now?
I mean, the
It's 'cause
pandemic
Marvel
came.
made COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what they should have done? They should have
Oh,
made it so
COVID.
that the snap is their COVID. And
Yeah.
maybe COVID never happened in their universe, but the snap
25
messes up everything.
2026. Are you kidding me?
I think it's 2025, 2026. I'm not 100% sure, but it
yeah,
in the
it's not
time.
super clear.
Yeah, because in the timeline here, the reason I'm saying I think that's what it is. In the timeline from where we watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for Bucky to then run for office had to be during an election, either a primary or a midterm. So I'm thinking lining it up wise.
Oh, apparently
Yeah.
it's 2027.
There we go.
Oh,
That makes more
it's-
sense.
Oh wow, they're that far ahead. Okay.
Yeah, because 2019, and then it was 5 years after they gave up, so that was 2024 ish already.
Okay. Oh shit.
And then
Okay.
all the shit. Thank you. Okay.
2027. Okay.
The
So I think
series Brave New World and Daredevil Born Again takes place in 2025.
Oh.
Which place events in 2027.
Oh,
If
so
anything-
that's how they're playing. Because a lot of people did say, "Where's Mayor Fisk when New York is going under?" Like,
what is Mayor Fisk doing?
yeah,
It's already been run out.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to finish. And when we see them in the new tower and they're all together, the team Ghost, Red Guardian, who is completely sold out and is now a capitalist pig, Bucky, Yelena, Go. Who's is that?
US
the whole
agent.
team? U.S. agent. Thank you, U.S. agent.
Doesn't have a helmet no more.
Yeah. Yes, he just wears a beret, which is because he
Lames.
yeah. And then Sentry, who is not Sentry, he's just good old Bob, and he can't power up because he knows that when he powers up, the void would come back.
You know he's gonna have to do that shit. I'm just saying.
And Sam Wilson is registering the name the Avengers, which the new Avengers are now upset about. And on top of that, there is something going on in space. And Bucky, who is the elder statesman of the team, is explaining to Helena how to use their system, which is pretty funny because obviously Bucky is like a man who is frozen on ice.
He's
and
100-something years old.
He didn't have technology like a couple years ago. And now he's telling Helena
frozen for that long. Like he comes back for a little bit.
But like he's telling Yelena how to use technology, which to me, I know no one really cared about that scene, but was so funny to me because as someone who remembers, he's 100-year-old man who didn't know how to use anything 2 weeks ago. So,
but I guess he like, isn't he a bit more like knowledgeable because of the Avengers?
Because he came.
That's the thing. Like you're saying, if it's 2027, he's definitely caught up to the tech.
Also,
it's just funny to use a scene to show that like that.
And also he was in Wakanda for a bit. And they're like 20, 100, 20, whatever,
Just to end it off, the Fantastic Four ship is seen flying through space, and that's how we fade to black.
So they're not dead. Okay.
And of course they're not dead.
Well, we don't know if it's how many of them are on the ship, by the way. So let's.
Or it's even the same people, or they're in another universe or something.
Incursions,
or if it's a hole in the space-time continuing.
Incursions.
You never know now.
Incursions.
Reed saw some dark shit, and that's that's all I'm saying.
That would be cool. I'm down
Pedro
for the
Pascal
Pascal being the maker. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, because he's like, of course, the dude sees the ultimate shit. You see him writing on the board trying to save shit, and you see Galactus stomping through the city. He don't save nothing.
Skinny, you're not wrong, but this is the same Disney that didn't want to pay someone to come back for a second season. They ain't about to. They're not the type to take
like less
risk.
money than a movie.
Oh boy,
that's less money than a movie.
I want to make comments.
You can, dude. The Maker is a risk. Like I love the Maker, you love the Maker, but doing that man on screen is going to be difficult because he is a fucking psychopath. I mean, like we're not talking regular. We're talking evil. Like that man is dangerous.
Evil.
Dude, did you see how he just came back in the comic book?
Yes, Ultimate Universe. Yeah.
The way he comes, have any of you seen how he comes back?
Oh, he goes to a whole new universe.
He built a whole new universe, but he also like melted a human being.
Yeah.
Like these are the things he does. The regular things he does.
Just on Tuesday. Like, Maker's crazy. I love it. Oh god. Oh man. No, but he's Maker for sure. Come on.
All right. So Dave, you wanted to go first. Ness, you can go second.
So in short, this movie's pretty fucking shit.
Oh,
it's a waste of time.
I'm gonna get my food now. Hold on.
It's a waste. So I will say the few things that are good. I will say the CGI.
Do you know how good it feels to not be the bad guy for once?
The CGI is all right.
Ryan, we know you're waiting for your turn.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he's acting innocent here. I know we both been licking our chops for like an hour. So the CGI is good. The action scenes are good. I'll give you that. Sentry's like, I didn't like the buildup of the weak version of him, but when he was like becoming Sentry and questioning why am I listening to you, like basically when he puts the suit on all the way till he becomes the Void was actually pretty good.
Yes.
However, I will try and go from least shit to most shit.
Did you guys hear how much bass was in that? However.
So first of all, John Walker, fuck you for being so upset about everybody, and like stop acting like as if you're better than anyone in this group. Like you were the shamed, you were the fired Captain America. You had a hired and retired Captain America. You got fired, and you've already been replaced, and you're just bitter about it. Ghost
makes sense.
Who cares about you since Wasp and Ant-Man or whatever? Like no one cares about you. The fact
you need another girl
kill Taskmaster in a matter of moments, not even minutes, moments. Is an insult to Taskmaster. The fact that she died is like, what are you doing? This person is supposed to be like, yes, agreed. You could argue it's a B villain, sure, but we were talking about top tier, always dance the line of like A minor. That sounded bad, but you know what I mean. Stupid songs ruining everything.
A- is what you meant to say because you said B tier.
Yeah, but like no, he's like top B but lower A. You know what I mean? Like they had that. Yelena's being like, I'm so depressed. I'm going back to work where I kill innocent or potential evil people at whim. Here's an idea. Don't go back to work, you idiot. You're murdering people for no good reason. You are taking life without knowing why. That's why you're depressed.
I love the smell of evil in the morning.
Ridiculous.
That's the only job.
Here, where are you? Where, Kevin Feige? I'm sorry. This has to be said.
He's looking into the
Straight
camera.
up. Fuck you for doing Civil War again. Don't do that stupid shit. Infinity War, smart name of a movie. Don't do Thunderbolts. You spit on it 3 times. First of all, Thunderbolts as it is, none of them are Thunderbolts. This was not led by Baron Zemo. You're a jerk. Next, you do New Avengers. None of them were on New Avengers except for Bucky and a functional Sentry, not a Sentry which post-credit scenes a year and a half after, he's on the couch doing nothing. Good job. Good job. Then next, with the
Guys,
last part
I'm in the room with him and I can smell
this part.
It's palpable.
Third fuck up with that, straight up, for you to think that you're going to market to people that Captain America knockoff fired, Russian version of Captain America fired,
True.
Ghost no longer a Taskmaster, rejected Black Widow, and sure Bucky's good with a lump of coal called Sentry on the side is comparable to the Avengers, as if you would put this team against Thanos if he was coming to our doorstep.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's why they're all gonna die, though.
Oh yeah. And my last thing, all of the post-credit scenes were stupid. The one in the mall in the like grocery store, that is the scene you do where it's like the credits are coming down and you have something playing in the background. That's what that scene is. Not a post-credits. I should not have to wait to see that.
That grocery store one was bad.
And the last one, again, a month and a half, a year and a half, and you're saying Sentry has done nothing and they've not fought any real superheroes because it literally sounds like they're just babysitting him.
Yeah.
And to the point they're babysitting him so much they don't know how to use their own technology in their own building that they've been in for a year and a half.
Get him.
Fuck you.
Get him, bro.
Well,
get him.
So
even
that
my wife didn't like the movie. She
Get 'em,
likes them
Paul.
all blindly.
So this is basically what was it called again?
Ness, do you want to go next? Or do you want me to? Sorry. I mean,
This is basically Suicide Squad.
Yes.
yeah.
Without anybody dying.
Yeah.
Actually, nobody died in the movie.
Ness, if I can go very quickly if you want to have a little palate cleanser in between because that was a lot of palpable
You're
hate.
gonna shit on it too.
No,
No, he's gonna shit on it with reason.
I said some good things.
I actually, funny enough, I know we joked and I played into it, but I didn't hate the movie. This is actually the first time that I think someone has disliked it more than me, like substantially disliked it more than me.
It was borderline worse than Eternals, except for the fact I didn't time check my watch.
Bam.
And I like Eternals though, but yeah, he
I like
hates it.
Eternals
So
too, so I mean,
Whoa,
I love this
Fuck
movie.
Eternals.
yeah.
I love this movie.
Hey. Ness, the floor is yours if you'd like. Please feel free to.
Okay, well,
I won't attack.
Listen, I didn't love the movie. It was definitely not as good as the last Avengers. But I feel like I have to play devil's advocate because you just shat on the whole thing.
You shat on it so hard. I shat on it so hard that I don't even want to say the things I didn't like. I just want to be like,
damn, I gotta. There's some redeemable moments.
Oh, and I did like that they talked about the mental health stuff. I'll give you that.
Okay. Oh.
I feel like they do this with almost every Marvel movie or show. Like, there's always some mental health aspect.
Yeah.
Like we get it.
Okay.
That was going to be my asterisk to that comment.
Thank you. Thank you. Ness, honestly, I feel the same way. Like, I'm not upset that people want to have that conversation. And I think it is an important conversation to have. It's just that I don't know if Marvel is the place that should be having the car. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
They couldn't even do a Brave New World well. With
That's
all
what I'm
that,
saying.
like, hey, we're going to talk about black people stuff. No, we're not. Hang back here.
we're gonna talk about anger management with like, watching Thunderbolt Ross, speaking of Thunderbolt, go through what he went through and having, they joke about what the other character had done and all the different things he had done, and how he had like managed his anger and he's become a better person. But throughout the whole film, you're watching him deal with anger. And then again, that movie ends, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but that movie ends with a little bit of kumbaya, my friend. Your daughter wants you. Please, let's hold hands. And, it kind of felt like Black Widow, the sun is setting. Like, and I was a little disappointed that here I was watching this next movie and saw something similar. So sorry, Ness.
Yeah. I did really enjoy Yelena starring
Yes.
in the movie.
Agreed.
How do I even put it? I hate Black Widow.
Oh damn! Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
know
like, the movie or the character?
she doesn't like ScarJo. That's true.
It doesn't matter.
no,
She
don't
said
like
ScarJo.
ScarJo.
I'm not a fan of ScarJo in general as an
Right.
actress, but I'm specifically talking about Black Widow the character.
Oh,
Maybe it's
okay.
because ScarJo was playing her.
Mm.
I don't know. She didn't sell it for me. I never liked her character. I always thought she was boring.
And you didn't like the
Never-
movie,
the
Black Widow
I did
film.
like the movie.
Oh,
I
okay,
did
okay,
like the movie, but it was
Okay.
because of Florence Pugh.
that's fair. Okay, I get what you're saying.
So
Yeah,
I feel like Black Widow for me was always like I couldn't care less. I never thought she brought much to the table in Avengers. I thought
Mm.
she was just a pretty face. But like Yelena
That
was
is how they
actually
used her.
interesting. I think her sister was more interesting than her character is. And I think the dad being in it is irrelevant. I don't understand why he's there.
yeah. I mean, can I say the moment they have in New York where she's crying and he says, and she says, "Daddy, like that was." As much as like an adult girl needing to say "Daddy,
Sure.
I'm lonely" was kind of sad. It's like Marvel really went for Marvel went for the A24 emotion. Like they really went. Yeah,
But they need to stop. They need to stop with the whole. Like, I feel like it's a bit.
Sounds
too
like
much
you're
now.
having difficulty saying good things about
No,
the
no.
movies. You keep on saying something, then
Okay,
you can't
I'm gonna
take
I'm
a
gonna
step or
continue
two
saying what
back
I
there.
liked. I'm gonna continue saying what I liked. So yeah, I loved Yelena. I think Florence Pugh kills it as Yelena. Cannot stand what's her name? The
Ghost?
No,
Ghost.
the one who runs the government.
Val.
Val.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah, Val.
In
Not
both,
the actress, but her character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned The Boys, I realized that I literally felt like I watched an episode of The Boys.
Yeah.
It was so similar.
Like season 1 where what's her name was the in charge of the yeah.
Yeah. It was a bit too close to that, I feel like. Now that you mentioned it, I'm like, oh, like the story was super similar and not original. But I really enjoyed it and I thought it was funny. I thought the characters had good chemistry.
Yes. Yes.
I like how they introduced Bob. We all know
Yeah.
that you can tell from the beginning that he's going to be some important character, but like I think it was interesting how they introduced him, and of course they made him like this timid
Yeah.
guy who doesn't
That's how
know.
you do it.
Timid, broken guy. Like he's like down on himself. He's like him coming out of that box is just like, where do you come from? It's just like, I don't know, man. Like last thing I remember is being in a room.
Yeah. That was
Damn,
interesting.
dude.
I liked how they
Yeah.
introduced him, but I agree with Dave. It got more interesting once he came to be Sentry. I just wish there was a bit more. I feel like towards the end when he already knew how to use his powers, I feel like it was a bit too quick. You guys correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know much about the comics. But I felt like it wasn't realistic how quickly he learned how to use his powers.
So I've heard this critique from a lot of people that they kind of what's the male version of Mary Sue? Like when a character just Stu something Mary I don't remember anyways. But like one of the things that they do, same thing with like Rey in Skywalker or even Luke in Skywalker in Star Wars. Like these characters who kind of just pick up a lightsaber and have the Force at their disposal.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's it called? Marty Sue. Yes, I have heard some people comment about the Marty Sue energy of Sentry because it's like from the time you see Val talking to him in the room and he blows up a glass to the time he's in the suit and has what appears to be full control of his powers is the time it took them to get from wherever they were in the deserts in Middle America
exactly.
to New York.
Yeah, which even if it's days, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. This is months. They're not walking, and canoeing across an ocean.
Right,
because I really thought that the first fight scene with him, like when they reveal his powers, I really thought that was interesting. They
did that great.
Yeah,
like, that's what I'm saying. Like the action scenes and the power manipulation.
Yeah,
that was great. I won't knock that.
That fight scene where they reveal his powers, I was like, whoa, okay, this is gonna be really interesting.
Yes,
I wish they did more of that instead of like, oh, all of a sudden I'm Sentry now, like because like the next day, like, you know.
I gotta say, when he throws Red Guardian out the window, and I think, oh shit, they're killing Red Guardian right now, and then he pulls him back in like a yo-yo. I was like, whoa, my god, can you imagine? Like that was crazy.
You want to know what? Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, I just wish that there was a bit more of like, I don't want to say like mistakes, like for him.
You mean like for the characters, like like more fumbling the ball and then learning how to run, right? Like
I wish there was a bit more of that, like those fighting scenes where he's like figuring it out as he's like going, you know. But
anyway, like it would have been nice to have seen. Like I understand that he's Sentry, but watching essentially like Green Arrow try and kill Superman isn't fun to me.
Yeah.
And that's what that felt like. Like when Bucky jumped on him, and like Bucky, who's the best fighter, really went, but was just like punching a wall and then jumps on his back and like nothing happens. And you're kind of like, it would have been cool if you showed us that Sentry doesn't have full control of his powers yet, and one of the punches actually hits him. Exactly. And then Sentry gets more mad, and his like the anger,
his reaction is
what caused him to be slightly like, oh, if I don't focus, you might actually get to me. Fuck that. And then he starts to really go full Sentry mode.
Yeah.
I think that would have been,
that would have been interesting. And I also wish that he wasn't convinced so quickly by
Val.
Yeah. Like, I know he's like an unstable person.
But if you wanted those things, it would have caused it to be more than 2 hours. And I feel one thing that they were trying to do with this one, and even with the last movie, like the last installment being Captain America, you could tell that they want to keep it at 2 hours, because I think for them it's like, we got to get out of this 2.5 hour, 3 hour. We have to figure it out, because they end up, for the times it doesn't work, it's so long and stuff like
also just less screenings. You potentially might make less money, which to me it always seemed weird. Like I get that Avengers Doomsday is probably going to be a 2.5 hour movie. We get that for those big crossover ones. And you're going to probably do IMAX, and you're going to do VIPs, and you're going to do 4DX and all those special screens. And I get that, but you guys really need to, and I agree, like keep it a little tighter. And that I think I agree with you that I do wish we got those things that Ness said and I said. Like
I wish there was like a chase scene, like they got him too quickly.
Yeah, but that's also, you're right. It would have been too long, unfortunately.
But it's because I feel the setup time was like, it was pretty long. But I think it was like a good 40 minutes.
Could I suggest something, and let me know if this sounds crazy?
Dialogue.
I was gonna say, what if we cut out some of the Valentina CIA being charged?
It's also certain things could have been montaged faster. In general,
things could have been montaged faster, but all specifically,
like her making the joke about her name and stuff. Like that was an extra minute and a half. You didn't need to have that extra minute and a half.
Why are we even like, if you cut out her being questioned by Congress,
that's 10 minutes in your time.
Yeah, like if you just put it as she's being questioned, and they know, and like she's being questioned, but you don't even have to show her being questioned. Just show her getting rid of evidence, and then Bucky is just like a congressman who's trying to investigate, and then he has that conversation with Wendell Pierce's character, Congressman Gary. He has that conversation where he says, "Hey man, stop being a spy and read the documents," and that's it. Well, you could continue. Sorry, Skinny, you have so much more.
Gary's a mutant.
I heard that. Yeah, his character is a mutant.
Comic, he's a mutant, and I love that. And I'm just gonna sit right there.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, he can move like statues and shit. Like Gary's
crazy.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, but the thing is, it could have been even simpler than what you said. It could have just been newscast. This is happening now, and she's walking out of the verdict and then saying something.
Agreed.
Like
yeah.
that saves you a bunch of time. But one thing I don't want to like go back on a negative tangent about this movie. There's something I do want to say as people, because I think I'm curious your guys' opinion because you guys watched it. One thing that irked me about the movie, I obviously don't read spoilers. I don't watch trailers before going into a film.
Okay.
I try not to, at least. In this movie, once they got to the point of like they are together now, like they are in the room, like in that, like the second they are all in the same room and they're getting one another, I was like, oh yeah, they're here to kill each other. Like I knew that right away.
Oh yes. When they're in the like burn box.
Yeah. And then that feeling of like, oh, I know what's gonna happen. Because that's like, you know, once they're all into the room, like, okay, obviously she assigned them all before they figured it out. I figured it out.
Yeah.
That was the entire movie. That was like for every 10 minutes that went by, it's like 1, 2, 3 happened. And you're like, okay, so can we get to step 4? Because I know that's going to happen next. Then A, B, C. Okay, obviously D is going to happen.
But okay.
Like, it was predictable as it was going.
I would say, though, Ness is right. I would like Ness to answer first because I feel, Ness, as someone who doesn't know as much about Val and Sentry and stuff, did you feel that way as well?
I think it was predictable, but in an enjoyable way. I wasn't like oh, so annoying. I know exactly what's gonna happen. It was kind of like I knew it was gonna happen, but like I kind of wasn't mad at it.
Had we spoiled that Bob was Sentry, or you already knew that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah, because that's a very different. That's because that makes the movie completely different if you don't know that.
No. I mean, I knew in the movie once.
Yeah. But I'm saying before going in, you didn't know.
Before I did not know that.
No. Right. So when you're watching the movie and he's just a guy who comes out of a box, what was your thought?
Well, I knew right away. Like they also like gave you a sign that there was something that like happened.
Yeah.
And then he appeared, so I was like, okay, clearly he's some sort of like lab rat.
Right.
I knew that he was gonna have some sort of powers, and I wasn't sure how it was gonna pan out. So whether he was gonna be a hero or a villain.
Okay.
I'm not surprised. Once they revealed his powers, I was like, okay, he's gonna be the villain, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool.
It was predictable, but like I wasn't mad at it.
See, it caused bordim for me. That's what I didn't like
but again, that's when
we knew.
Yeah.
Well, no, because here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of any of the IPs and characters in this movie. I don't know anything about, like comic book wise.
Oh.
New Avengers, I know Thunderbolts. I knew that none of these people were in Thunderbolts, but I'm like, okay, this could become Thunderbolts for this universe, and I was accepting that. And then they shat on all of it by not making it Thunderbolts. I'm not going to go back to my tangent. So then to be in a movie where I'm like,
he tricked everyone.
Like I'm prophesizing every 10 minutes. I know what's going to happen in 5 minutes, and afterwards I'm like, this is getting boring. Even to the point I knew Yelena was going to run in like way before she was doing it. I'm like, oh, she's going to run into this stupid blacklist. Seriously.
I thought that scene was good though. I thought that
I'm saying it wasn't good, but I'm saying for me it was so predictable.
Yeah, it was.
3 minutes before she even did it, I'm like, okay, you're gonna
it was so
it
was so predictable. But did you know that when she did it, did you think, oh, she's killing herself or she's going to save him?
No, I knew that she was going to go into another alternate reality where he was putting people.
Wasn't killing
herself. To that extent. That's how much I felt it was predictable. I'm like, oh, he's not killing anyone. He's the void. They're putting him in the void.
Because even though I knew in my heart of hearts it wouldn't make sense to kill Florence Pugh, when she did it, I still had a moment of like, oh damn! And then when they all jump in, I mean, for like a split second, and I think it was because I had hope that it would be something interesting. Because like I guess Dave's not wrong. There was definitely moments where I was a little not bored. I wasn't bored, but it was predictable.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say bored, like not bored. Oh, I want to leave the movie. Not like other movies that I've seen. I'm like, oh my god, I want to stop watching. But then I'm like, give me something. I was there. I was waiting because, like, for example, when we saw Spider-Man when we were kids, and agreed, Spider-Man's a bigger IP. Agreed, it's more iconic, all that stuff. But when we saw the first Spider-Man, like majority of people in this room, okay, you're doing Green Goblin. Okay, Uncle Ben is going to do this. Yeah. We knew what was going to happen, and they did it so to the T. But you did it so well in such a way to distract me. Unlike this movie was not distracting.
Yeah.
It was like.
It is
plain vanilla.
It is
almost
definitely
a little bit for me.
It's definitely difficult to play the hits and not get. Ness, go ahead, please.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna say something after.
I was just gonna say, like, when I think of Spider-Man and the Uncle Bens, and I think of Batman, and I think of all those things.
How many times I got to kill Batman's parents? We know.
And like Superman, for example, like this new Superman movie that's coming out this summer. Like, don't show me Krypton blowing up. If you show me Krypton blowing up, I'm gonna be mad. I don't.
Like, do you mean like full on? We're in Krypton. They're putting him in the thing. Don't give me. Or just show Krypton blowing up and he's flying away. That's it. Like, just a little.
I don't even want that.
You don't even want the little blip.
I don't want that. Like, let it just be known he's on Earth and Krypton is gone. Because I don't need the whole Jor-El. What will we do with our baby? I don't need that. I don't need the rocket leaving the atmosphere of a blowing up planet that they all have done. Like, I honestly don't want to see it. Like, take a page from Ed Norton's Hulk movie where they just kind of flip the pages and it's just like, here you go.
If they do it in like the intro, like
sure.
just like that, or just so you know that this is a Superman,
yeah,
that's fine.
Or a more recent one, Spider-Man, because like you said, we didn't see Uncle Ben die. We didn't we just jumped into the fact that like, hey, I'm Iron Man. Here's a suit. Let's go. Like, cool. I'm cool with that.
Unless you had something you want to share.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say I realized talking with you guys that it was predictable, but I think I liked this movie because it was the first movie that I enjoyed in a while from Marvel.
Yes. Okay, and that's a good comment because my thing with this movie and the hype around the movie, the 95 and the 90 on Rotten Tomato from critics and fans, comes from the fact that I feel Marvel, and they didn't do this intentionally, but the bar got dropped, right? Like, the bar has been dropped significantly.
I think that's why everyone's so happy.
Right, and then this movie is doing the bare minimum to be good. It's solid storytelling, good character development. Essentially,
so much bad for so long.
Yeah, and essentially, all you had to do was recreate some of the Guardians of the Galaxy energy.
But here's
because that's been their most successful stuff in the last.
All their movies have been Guardians of the Galaxy. That's their cookie cutter.
But yes, the friends will save the world together, hold hands. Yes, you're not. Wow, Jaws, you're right. I just realized that as you said.
Guardians of the Galaxy. That's been the cookie cutter. That's been the blueprint.
Yeah, 100%.
Different.
Because they did it on Avengers, and then they tried it on Guardians, and like, oh yeah, it works. We don't have to do the Avengers way. We could just do it this way.
When was the last time we saw someone just straight up kill a villain
in the MCU?
Yeah, Thanos,
obviously.
Spider-Man. Does Spider-Man kill anybody in his movie? No, he sends everyone back home, or at least he's trying to.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I can't remember the last time. Like, because that's the thing.
No.
They don't kill him at the end.
But like the reason I say that is because Wakanda. No,
well,
Namor.
I mean, someone.
They don't kill Namor though.
They don't.
No, because he's still around.
Technically, T'Challa.
Yeah, T'Challa's dead. But when Namor's coming back in the next in the Doomsday movie.
But here's one thing. You said it before. I think one of the things that irked me as well was the hype, because people were like, "This movie is like some people were even saying
since Avengers."
Yeah.
And so
first of all,
yes, that
and first of all, I disagree with that, because here's the thing: I don't even consider it the best of this phase.
Oh, interesting.
So this phase is okay. We'll just put it this way: it's sitting in the chair. We're saying it's number one. Ant-Man Quantumania, clearly not number one.
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, clearly better than this movie.
Yes.
Period.
I would say.
The Marvels. I think The Marvels is better than this movie. You might not. Ooh. For people who didn't like a full female cast, that's your problem. It wasn't that bad in comparison. If anything, I would say if you want to be like that.
But you didn't like it for different reasons, Ness.
Yeah. But the thing is this. Let's say it's...
You didn't hate on it because it's 3 women.
3 women, one white girl, and then 2 other people of color. Ray.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a fan of Captain Marvel.
That's fair. That's fair.
Are you saying you don't like the movie because the movie was bad? Or are you saying you don't like the movie because you genuinely don't like the character? Because, for example, there's plenty of movies I've not liked because I genuinely don't like the character.
Maybe that's why.
Right. So let's just say, for sake of Well, let me put it this way. I'll put it this way. Let's say it's on par with this movie for the sake of argument. It's not below it or better
I
than
liked it more. I like Thunderbolts more.
So, okay, still put it down. I think Wolverine and Deadpool is better than this movie. I'm going to say it flat out. I think it's a very easy better than this movie.
Different though. Very different.
Agreed,
we're
but
just
is it
talking about
better? Because
we're talking
remember,
about the-
people are claiming that it's the best thing since Infinity War. In which case, what I'm trying to say is that just this phase alone,
yeah,
not talking about any of the other things that have come out, just this phase alone, it is not the best movie in this phase. In which case, Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah,
I don't know where it goes because I have my qualms with it.
I really liked Brave New World,
So
but
did
I also know that it has flaws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like example, one of the flaws is the fact that Hulk in that movie is not in this movie and didn't make a cameo in the Thunderbolts
I was
movie.
hoping for it too.
Like it
I
makes
was surprised.
it makes so much sense. So that alone, because example, if it was in the phase 4, I could see some argument for that, but still say there are some movies better than it.
I'm worried that the Hulk is going to end up being on Sam's team because in the post-credit scene, like we mentioned before, Sam is registering the Avengers name, and I'm guessing because the thing that kind of sucks is the new Avengers team is all like Earthbound street level people.
Yeah.
You have like 3 people with super soldier serum, Yelena,
The boys.
and Ghost.
It's like West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, like they
Like,
don't
seriously
go. And Ghost is the closest one to having a decent power, and her power can be stopped with a loudspeaker. Like,
and she could only do it for so long of a period of time.
yeah,
She
1
only
minute.
has a
Yeah.
Is Wonder Man still happening?
Yes, Wonder Man is coming out this summer, and he's probably going to join a team. I don't know which team.
Which
it will,
he's going to be the last. So there's a rumor, by the way, that Disney is asking Marvel to move away from having, with the exception of like the Vision show coming out. Apparently, there's a rumor that they want to stop movie star characters to be on TV. Like they don't want to make them own universes. But you stay up there, we stay down here.
Yeah.
I think maybe you'll have some exceptions. Like example, I think if Daredevil is fit properly, he can go anywhere, just like the Punisher. But I agree for everyone else out there right now.
No,
unless you do another Loki movie, that would be different.
I have heard people buzzing about the fact, like there's one podcast I was listening to that said it was hard for them to watch this movie every time Julia Louis-Dreyfus came on because it felt like they were watching an episode of Veep. And I was like, that's a little unfair. They're like, yeah, but she had like they because the person on the pod they were talking to called them out a bit, and they're just like, yeah, but when you watch it, she really is it like channeling that Veep character where she's like kind of incompetent, but still getting like failing upwards, and she's just having people do the dirty work for her, and she's craving power. And I was like, yeah, and it's not fair though because Julia Louis-Dreyfus is a good actress, and I don't think it's fair to like pigeonhole her because I don't think just because she did Veep means that anytime she's in a pencil skirt and a suit and a blazer, it feels like she's the vice president of the U.S. Like that to me doesn't feel like a fair thing. But anyways, ultimately, do we want to give our scores? We're on 5 letterboxing it.
NA
Back
for
to
me
me.
because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
You lucky cop out, you.
I can go first if you guys
Please do because I'm gonna have to think about it.
I am
Oh.
like I know I'm not allowed to do this, but 3.75. Fine. 3.5.
How many times has he
3.5,
yelled at me
3.5,
on this?
3.5.
No,
3.5,
it's in the
3.5.
ether. Just like you watch
3.5.
things at 1.75, that's your problem. It's in the
3.5.
record books.
3.5.
I was gonna give it the same thing, 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Average.
Yeah,
Ooh, Dave. I'm worried what Dave's gonna say.
it's like a 1.
Negative.
Dave. Out of 5, Dave. At least out of 5. A 2? Oh,
Oh, there's a point.
A point.
2. He's about to fart, guys.
2.2. No. 2.1.
Hey,
Because
wanted to do the
it's
same
40. It's
thing as
better than
Doc.
40, but to say it's 50, no.
All right.
No.
So 41%.
You want technically 42, but the reason why that happens is purely instead of getting to 2.5, it's because of all your shit freaking red Captain America useless wasting my time jokes. It's because of his uselessness that it goes down.
Yeah, David Harbour is hard to take in this movie.
And that's the thing. I like him.
Yeah,
I like him as an actor.
The only thing that saves David Harbour is Yelena. And if you ever do anything without Yelena and he's on screen, it's going to be annoying.
That's why I was like, what was the point of his character? They just needed a body?
And can I ask?
Yeah. That's what
sometimes I'm confused. Did the what if episode happen?
No. The what if is just a what if.
Because it looks like it happened.
I know. That's the thing that annoyed me a little bit. It did feel like a what if because the whole what if episode where he stops the Winter Soldier is all the stuff that they had, like the desert motorcycle thing, like all of that is
the motorcycle, the
they
limo.
did that on purpose.
Why else is he in America?
They did that on purpose.
He should be in.
Well, he's in America because Yelena and them brought him over. But in Black Widow
isn't.
Because remember at the end of the Red Room, they destroy the Red Room. They're in Bulgaria or whatever, Budapest. Sorry, and he leaves with him, Rachel Weisz, and the widows all leave. I'm guessing they go to America because you're right that we don't see him go to America, but
one thing, what happened? Because there's one time where like I blinked for a minute and I missed dialogue in it. What happened between Walker and his family? She divorced him, or they're dead?
She left him. Left him. Not the.
So
not
again, bitching these stupid.
Sorry. One last thing. One last thing, just to give a little bit of credit to Black Widow. One thing I do like about her character in the whole MCU is that she's really good at social engineering, and I wish that more spy movies focus on people doing social engineering stuff. And not just, I'm kicking ass and punching this, that. Like more like, hey, I'm using my environment. Hey, I'm using social cues to make you look away from me. So if I'm hiding from plain sight,
if Yelena incorporates stuff like that, that would make her god tier character. Because right now she's doing things that Black Widow never did. Like Black Widow was meant to be kind of the heart of the team because she's just a fucking human with like darts on her arms.
Yeah.
And she can connect with the Hulk. She can connect with this person. And like you said, her social engineering is also an element of empathy that she can kind of read people and stuff like that. If Yelena can channel that in the moving forward, they'll be able to like really lean on her for the films. If she can't though, and you're just going to use her as the sad like emo girl, that's going to be a problem.
Things up.
I think they're already like going out of that.
I know. Yeah. I'm just hoping they clear that. Get us out of that area, because I worry that her emo girl thing is going to be an element of her character because she has lost a lot. But I think being on the team is supposed to be the thing they're saying will help her, and I hope that sticks because I'm not saying don't deal with mental health and stuff like that, but I worry if you're going to do it too much, it's not going to be a fun thing.
But let's be honest, it's the movie she was introduced, an entire TV series, and then the next movie that she's the main lead. Like, and again, like, I don't know. I always find it weird when there's a movie where the person is suffering from loss and their solution to the loss is hate to say it this way, but like, okay, so I lost a bunch of people, so I'm going to kill a bunch of people. It doesn't matter if you're killing for good or for bad. It just irks
she
me.
is an assassin though.
I understand that, but like,
there's work, and she's drowning herself in work.
Yeah, but when people are suffering through PTSD, are you going to tell them to go back to work when that's what's causing the problem?
No, but here's the thing. I think the movie's trying to show us. That's the point. She shouldn't be back at work. She's not getting help. She's feeling more run down, and that's why she even says, it's burning her out. So, guys, on that really deep, sad note of don't burn out, like Yelena, I think
you guys. Fuck the movie.
Jaws, anything you want to tell the people before we sign off?
I guess we're not gonna get to my thing because we've.
Sorry, man. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's fine. Check out Transformer Slag and the Toy Marta podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
Anything else you guys want to tell people? I want to mention again, June 21st, we're going to be doing an event at Colors on Saint-Amboise. Shout out to the crew there. Got my cut today. My hair was actually quite long. Like I let it grow.
Really?
Yeah, it got really long, and I was tempted to
got cut before your trip, no?
Yeah, I got a haircut before my trip. Then I got a haircut while I was in London because unfortunately I was coming back to a funeral. Like I came back on the Friday and there was going to be a service on the Monday, and I knew I wasn't going to have time to go, so I got a haircut in London, and then got a haircut. Say what? Say what?
Did you go to Desmond's and Peckham?
No. My cousin took me to his spot in Radham. Anyways, I don't remember exactly. And then I got another cut on the 17th. So I tried 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 3 weeks. I'm trying to do it every 3 weeks, but my hair is growing faster than I thought because the sides grow back and then the hair gets high, and I'm like, damn, what the hell?
Welcome to the hair.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird because I really do want to shave it. I have urges to shave it off completely sometimes, but then sometimes it looks good, and I'm like, oh, this actually, I don't feel embarrassed to look at myself.
While you have it, yo, whippersnapper.
It looks great.
Enjoy it while you have it.
I mean, I have a great barber. Shout outs to Greg and that whole crew. The crew there is awesome. So definitely go check them out, guys. That's the whole show. And don't forget, June 21st, we're gonna have more info coming up about that soon. And we appreciate you guys. We'll be back with another one next week. Peace, y'all. Shout outs to Mark. Shout outs to Lee J. Shout outs to everyone who tuned in. Peace, y'all.
Peace.